So, Warzone 2 isn't only getting a Battle Royale mode, but it's also getting an extraction game mode, currently known as DMZ. And there's been just a little bit of information leaked about this game mode, giving us an idea of what we're likely going to be doing when we're playing it. Now, for those of you that don't know, this extraction-based mode, it's going to be a little bit like Escape from Tarkov, but it's going to be way less hardcore. It will be more casual, and it's going to be opened up to a lot more players. It's going to be a lot more appealing for people to get their teeth into. And essentially what you do is, before you go into a match, you gear up and you choose what items you want to take in. You then drop into a location, and in that case, it's going to be the new Warzone 2 map, Al Mazrah. You then fight enemies, and that's real players and AI mixed together. You'll complete contracts, missions, assignments, and you're going to be looting gear as you go through, and then you'll try to extract from the map without dying beforehand, taking all of that new gear out with you. If you do die during a match of DMZ, it's likely you're going to lose all of the gear that you brought in with you and any gear that you've looted whilst playing that match. So there's a fair amount of pressure in a game mode like this, and there's potentially multiple different teams who are going to be trying to extract and secure different items of loot. And most likely the mode will be focused around playing in different teams, so there's not only your loot to think about, but all of the loot that everyone else in your squad has gathered throughout that match. So let's get into this information now, but make sure first of all you are subscribed to the channel, because I will be bringing you DMZ videos when Warzone 2 launches, and if we get any more official information closing up towards the launch, I'll be making videos on that as well. Plus, we are trying to close that gap to 1 million subscribers, so if you could help us get there, that'd be awesome. First things first, and this kind of goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway, just for the sake of clarity, take your pinch of salt with this information, because it's not official right now. It isn't something that's been released by the developers or Activision, and that means that it's all subject to change because it's not come out of an official channel. Once we do get some official information about DMZ, you know I'll be making videos on this, but right now just keep in mind that this is not official information. Okay, let's start off with some of the basic stuff. The leaks state that players will be completing objectives by extracting various items, such as, quote, enemy grunt weapons, and a certain amount of cash in one match. Right now, the importance of cash isn't stated in the information that's been leaked, but I can imagine that if you are extracting cash, you're probably going to be spending that to purchase items for your character in some kind of inventory system outside of the DMZ gameplay loop. You'll probably have like a character screen and maybe some of the items that are on your character, and then things that you can buy, I don't know, like medical supplies or ammunition that you're going to go into the DMZ with, and you're going to need cash to keep that kind of stuff flowing through for your character. Now, the official paragraph about the DMZ mode that is on the Call of Duty website, the very few little bits of information that are official at the moment, the main premise of the mode is about collecting gear to keep in your Warzone 2 inventory and utilizing that from match to match. So also holding cash, that kind of seems to fit into that equation. One of the leaked missions that you can complete reads, quote, a mission into the DMZ cannot be considered successful without extracting sufficient resources. Fill your backpack before you exfil to maximize your efficiency. So this to me actually sounds more like a tooltip than it does about actually extracting with a full backpack, but I'm reading through the list now and I can see that there is an objective to say extract with a full backpack. But it's emphasizing the importance of extracting with as much gear as you can carry, because there's probably going to be an element of taking stuff out of the DMZ that maybe you don't want to use or keep on your character, but maybe you could sell back to the game for a certain amount of cash and keep your cash pile nice and healthy so that then you can use that money to buy something that's much more valuable. There are various other missions that are listed, and we're going to go through those now, and they give you an idea of what the gameplay loop is likely to feel like during a round of DMZ. The first few objectives on the list, they sort of focus on players extracting different items. So you can extract X amount of enemy grunt weapons. This sounds like the weapons that AI soldiers would probably be carrying, and extracting those will probably have some kind of cash conversion in your inventory. The description reads, we need to acquire intel about how Al-Qatala is arming its grunts. Bring back some of their weapons so we can analyze them. Extract X amount of cash in one match is another one, fairly self-explanatory, but the description reads, we are low on coin because of several consecutive botched operations by your fellow soldiers. We need a lump sum urgently for an upcoming mission. You can already tell from these two descriptions that there is a narrative forming here about the game mode, and we know that Modern Warfare 2's story is going to continue on with Task Force 141, Price, Soap, Ghost, etc., and their fight against Al-Qatala, which was the enemy force in Modern Warfare 2019, and that tied into the Warzone game mode as well, with Verdansk and the nukes and all that kind of stuff. It all sort of fits together, and I'm a bit of a sucker for these kind of narratives, the cutscenes and the pieces of intel that you can find across the different maps. So if we're going to get more of that tied into the DMZ game modes, then you can definitely sign me up. Another one is Extract a Hailstorm, which is a type of weapon. And if you want to sort of understand what type of weapon, I'm guessing it's kind of like a blueprint, and you might be on the right track. The description says, Uncle Sam is looking to do some research on the weapons being distributed throughout Sabah. It doesn't say what Sabah is. Maybe that was like a working title for the Al Mazrah map. Not 100% sure, to be honest. Acquire and extract a Hailstorm shotgun, and we can use it to gain some goodwill with the feds. There's a rumor the Hailstorm can be purchased at specific buy stations. Extract a Hailstorm. Now, this objective alludes to there being a specific set of weapons in the DMZ that can't really be found anywhere else. And that's going to be a massive pull gameplay-wise. Players looking to collect all the different weapons in the game and then maybe use them again in the DMZ or use them in Warzone Battle Royale, whatever. You can imagine the kind of appeal a rare weapon like that is going to have. And if you're one of the few players that extracts that shotgun and has it in their inventory, that's going to be pretty cool. There's various other extract-type assignments, including extracting with tacticals and lethal items, your full backpack, for example. There's even operator dog tags, which sounds like a way to, like, confirm your kills in DMZ, which means, like, you don't really lock your kills in unless you actually extract alive. Maybe if you die during a match and you don't extract, then your kills don't count. That sounds kind of controversial, but also kind of interesting. And the one that really caught my attention was liquor bottles. Apparently, there's an area of the Al Mazrah map where there was a collector of various types of wines, and apparently they were like really expensive. So if you find these liquor bottles and you extract with them, they're worth a lot of money, so you can convert them into a lot of cash back in your inventory. So again, that's going to be pretty interesting to try and find those locations. Moving on to another one of these objectives, I wanted to mention this one because it's kind of like a working of the AI in the game. This one is about killing a boss and extracting their weapon case. Here's the description. We've received intel that the chemist has acquired a weapon case containing valuable, rare weapons. Find a drive and upload it in order to track him down. Acquire his weapon case by any means necessary. And then it just finishes by saying kill a boss and extract their weapon case. This, again, sounds really interesting because it's like a multiple stage objective. First of all, you've been told that you've got to find this chemist, but the only way to find it is to upload a drive and track him down. Maybe it's like a UAV or something like that. You find the drive and put it into a computer and it tells you the rough location of where this person's going to be. Then you have to go over there and probably kill this final boss or this like heavy character and then extract with the weapon case. But of course, none of that is going to be easy because you're moving around the map with other full teams that are going to be doing other stuff as well. There's AI that will interact with you. And of course, you've actually got to extract with the case and you don't know what's in the case. And you won't know until you've extracted and you got back into your inventory. So that's going to add a huge amount of suspense to the work that you just did. And of course, other people on the map, they will probably know that you're trying to beat this boss character and they're going to try and steal what you're taking. So there's a lot of layers going on and a lot more than what I originally imagined here. Then there's several different assignments linked to killing certain targets on the map, like AI grunts or special forces. They're like heavily armored grunts. There's riot shield grunts around the stronghold areas of the map, and there's an assignment for killing them as well. And of course, there are other enemy players in the match that you're likely to engage with. There are assignments for killing them with various different weapon types, or killing them at a certain location on the map, or killing somebody from a certain distance. There's lots of different variables at play there. And it also sounds like the hunt contracts are back with DMZ. The mention of those being part of the system. You can hack UAV towers. Presumably then those will work in your favor and they'll light up an area of the map giving you info on AI and enemy player locations so you can go and take them out. And there's a squad wipe assignment that tasks you with eliminating a specific number of enemy real player squads. That info gives you a decent idea of the style of mode that Infinity Ward is going for with DMZ, but there is one more thing that I want to mention, and this is a theory of mine. It's not linked to the leak, so just humor me for a moment. On the official Call of Duty site, there's a small section on the DMZ mode, and there's an interesting line they use in the paragraph. The main premise is all about choosing your own experience within the Warzone, working socially if you wish, and collecting gear to keep in your Call of Duty Warzone 2.0 inventory and utilize from match to match. That caught my attention. It's been heavily covered already that right now, at least officially, the Warzone 2 Battle Royale matches, you're going to have to buy your weapons from the buy station. What if those weapons in the buy station are the ones that you have in your Warzone 2 inventory? Ones that you've collected from the DMZ mode, combined with some of your loadout weapons customized in the gunsmith. We spoke earlier about how DMZ objectives ask you to extract a certain shotgun from the DMZ, so what if you have that in your inventory and then you go and play a Battle Royale match, you go up to the buy station and then that shotgun is sitting there in the buy station for you to purchase. My theory is that at least right now there's a chance that the DMZ mode and the Battle Royale mode are linked together by this inventory system. And obviously I've got no proof of that because there's nothing official to really link those two things together, but that sentence on the COD website, it caught my eye and it got me thinking. We'll have to wait and see if that turns out to be true or not, but something worth thinking about. But anyway, that's all we've got on DMZ right now. As I've said, I will be making more of this content moving up towards launch once we get official information, and of course, DMZ content after launch, so make sure you're subscribed. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you soon.